Hey boys, welcome back to another Bleach Soul video, and today we are over on BBS Simulator to break down each stage of the new and upcoming SENKAIMON tower, which I believe is dropping on the 7th of December. Originally, I thought it was going to be dropping on the 5th like every other SENKAIMON, but I believe it's going back to the normal schedule of dropping on the first Monday of the month. So going right into this new tower, right, Cave of Discipline. Why would you want to do this? Well, if you don't know, the general idea of this is going to be 25 floors, very somewhat difficult floors. I don't think we're going to have another repeat of Aizen's floor, you know, floor 20 of Tower of Aureos. I don't think we're going to have another repeat of that. Stage 24 is a bit of a tricky one, and I will say that, but I definitely don't think it's as bad as, you know, the Aizen floor was back in the day, especially now because Transcendence exists. In this video, I'm going to be going over the best characters. Obviously, shout out to Soldex for making this site and breaking down the stages, so this video is only possible because of him, and I'll also be talking about other strategies that you might want to do, what characters that might be able to beat it. And also, if you lads don't know, I will be streaming this when it does go live, not the second it goes live, probably a few hours after. And if you are stuck on the floor, you can join the stream, ask me for help, and I can try and help you out. Now, the general idea of especially the extreme towers, the ones that have 25 floors, what you mainly want to do is go full Senkai Aizen. If you have 3 Senkai Aizen links, they're going to be your best friend, because that means you do a lot of damage at a very fast pace. In almost every floor that I'm going to use, unless I'm going with a NAD build, I'm going to be using Senkai Aizen links, and I would suggest you do the same if you do have access to them. Now, before I do break down every floor, you might be wondering, why do I want to do this? What is the reason for me to be doing this over the other towers? Well, there is a 5-star ticket at the end. Let's quickly hop over to stage 25. Now, who is in that ticket? Well, unfortunately, as of me making this video, we don't know. However, and keep this in mind, lads, it's a speculation, this is what we might be seeing. So what I've done is made a list of the 60 recent premium characters, and that means it's basically essentially all these characters right here. Now, the reason why I did this is because in the past SENKAIMON tickets, the Tower of Aureos and the Path of Valor, their tickets also include the 60 most recent premium characters, and I feel like we're going to be seeing the same thing here, unless KLab break the formula by not doing that, and that could be, you know, they could for some reason include seasonals. I don't think they will, but the ones I'm not 100% certain on is this Fierce Battle banner right here. They might not be in it because they're currently still going on right now, but if we did look at last year's tower, where the mid-month of November was the Rukia banner, the Rukia banner was included in the Path of Valor ticket, which came out at the same time it did this year. So I believe we're probably going to see Kaku's banner in this ticket. If it is, that's even better. It just means we have more new characters, and I really do want to get my hands on the Kaku. But the general idea, you know, maybe a few characters, maybe the bottom row here might be a bit different. These 4 characters might not be included, but what you can almost guarantee, the 4th anniversary Ichigos, all these premium characters that were released in the last year, maybe with the exception of this banner right here, and the 5th anniversary characters are going to be in this ticket, and that's basically the main reason why you want to do this, because, I mean, I'm sure everyone's not going to want to miss up a chance to get a dupe of the 5th anniversary characters, or even get them for your first time, and there is also going to be a banner out later this month, obviously with these characters. But that being said, we're going to break down each floor, tell you the rules, what characters you might want to go for, and the strategy that I'm going to be using for when I tackle this tower. So stage 1, Cave of Discipline stage 1, meter resistance. That's what you're going to see in this tower. Now, maybe this tower might have some extra gimmicks in the actual stages themselves. Maybe like some statues, maybe a lot of poison pools, weakening pools, we don't know. But this right here, you're going to see in a lot of these floors. So meter resistance, technique, attribute damage times 2, and killer effect times 5. And you are going against Soripers, so you want to bring a ranged Soriper character that is technique. So the best character for this is obviously going to be the 1000-year Blood War Uryu. If you have him, you're going to breeze through it easily. But there is also a free-to-play option with the Senkai Zangetsu, or a very common premium character that you probably already have if you've been playing for the last year. This should be right here, and there's also the Christmas Rukia, and there's also the Christmas Raitsu. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that you don't really need, I'm probably going to repeat this a lot, don't focus on the killer effect. That's if you want to clear very, very quick. The main thing you need to focus on is bringing a technique character that is ranged. If you can do that, you're going to clear this very, very easily. For example, you can bring this Rukia, you can even bring this little Yachiru, or Kugo, this Ichigo. There's a lot of characters that can be able to beat this floor. 1000-year Blood War Round 1, Byakuya, Stark. A lot of ranged characters that released in the last year or two is going to be able to clear this floor, especially if you do have good accessories and links. I am going under the assumption that you have the links and accessories already available, because those are technically free to play. You don't need to spend money to get that. You don't have to spend orbs. You don't have to get lucky. All you really got to do is just, you know, play the game over time and then just start to build up. Stage 2 is a lacerate floor, so it doesn't really matter too much about that. Mind attribute damage times 2 and killer effect times 3. Now, one thing to keep in mind, so I'd have to keep repeating myself, is mind attribute damage times 2. Essentially, look at it increasing your damage by 200%. The killer effect only increases it by 20%. So times 3, so that's 60% damage. This is 200% damage. So these are the ones you mainly want to fulfill, right? Don't focus on the killer. The best characters for this stage is going to be any mind, no affiliation killer, like these 5 right here. I'm pretty certain a lot of people have access to this Tsukishima. If you have him, he's going to be able to beat it. But if you don't have any of these 5 characters, don't worry. All you gotta do is bring a recent mind character and they'll be able to do the job. For example, Edrad, Izuru. You can't bring Grammy, but I wouldn't recommend it because there's a floor later for him. You can bring Shusuke, Bankai Ichigo, Kisuke. There's a lot of characters that can do this floor. 5th anniversary Ichigo. The options are endless. You have a lot of options, and that's what makes an easy floor options, right? In some of the later floors you're going to see where you can only bring like 2 or 3 characters, that's when it starts to get tricky. Stage 3 has range resistance and killer effect times 3, Quincy damage times 2, so the best character for this floor is going to be Basby. Now, the options for this floor isn't that much, I'll be honest, so you might have to try and cheese this Quincy one. If you have Candice and you don't have Basby, Candice will also be able to clear this floor. If you don't have Candice and you don't have Basby, then you might be in trouble. But I can almost say with certainty, if you have good accessories and you have these Senkai eyes and links, any of these top 5 characters right here are going to be able to clear this floor. Personally, for me, I'm probably going to use Candice. If I didn't have Candice, I would probably go with the Rukia or the Orihime, who did actually just get resurrected. Those characters are going to be doing 60% extra damage thanks to this killer effect, and that's what you mainly want to focus on. You have 3 minutes to do this floor. If you are struggling with damage, Transcendence is always an option. That's one good thing about Transcendence. If you're ever stuck on the Senkaimon floor, try and transcend your character, get them to level 5 SP, and you're going to clear it a lot faster. Stage 4 has melee resistance, so there are a lot of resistances in this floor. Hard attribute damage times 2, killer effect times 5, and the best character for this floor is going to be any ranged character that has the Aranka kill ability. You don't need to focus on affiliation. Again, main thing to fulfill is a ranged heart character. If you don't have any of these characters right here, then bring any recent ranged character like Tokinada, Halibel, Toshiro, I'm sure everyone's got. You can bring the Retsu, but you'll probably save her for 425. Masaki can bring her, but again, you should save her for a later floor. The free-to-play option is definitely going to be this Sengetsu, because he is a ranged character. Now, he's not going to have killer, but it doesn't matter. Give him chappies, give him full nad, he's going to clear in under 3 minutes. Stage 5 is killer effect times 3 and captain affiliation damage times 2, and you are going against no affiliation enemy, so the best character and the perfect character for this is going to be Kanfi or Shinsui. But again, don't worry about the killer, focus on the captain damage times 2, bring any recent power character that is a captain, and you're going to be golden, right? The Ginrie, this Soifon, Retsu, who I really don't like, this one at least I don't like, she can be able to clear it. The Toshiro, there's a lot of characters that are going to be able to beat this floor. If you put on the 5th anniversary banner, you probably have a lot of these Soifons. She can beat it, 1000 blood round 1, Toshiro can beat it, so can the Kenpachi. There's a lot of options for this floor, and technically there's a free-to-play option. I'm actually kind of curious if this character might be able to beat it. Now, technically he's not free-to-play, he is, but like it's been a very long time, like 4+ years at this point since he's been back, 3 years. So if you're not new, you probably don't have him, and if you have him, you probably have a lot of these other better characters. Stage 6 is killer effect times 2 and no affiliation damage times 2, so the main one to focus on is no affiliation damage. And you are going against a Ranka, so the 2 best characters for this floor is going to be Nini and Kukaku. Now you will see that there's a later floor with almost the exact same rules and the exact same 2 perfect characters, Nini and Kukaku. If you have both of them, you're going to be set for those 2 floors. If you don't, then you might struggle a bit. This floor isn't going to be that much of a problem. Just give the no affiliation damage a go and you'll be fine. Any recent no affiliation character will be good. The Urudu, who should be getting resurrected this month, so if you have her, she's going to get better and she'll be able to clear the floor with that. If you don't have her, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to be able to buy her in time, but maybe next month you can. She should be able to beat it. Not sure about this Uru. Maybe Shurin can beat it. The Rukia, the Kukaku, Ginzuru, and the Sanosuke are definitely going to be able to beat it. Maybe save Sanosuke for a later floor because there is one for him perfectly. And if you don't have any of these characters, what you can also bring is another no affiliation character that isn't included in here, like the Tokinada or the Hikone. Those are going to be able to beat it. I'm almost certain a lot of characters will be able to beat this. Bring a technique character that isn't a no affiliation with a Ranka killer. Maybe have them level 10 SP. You'll be fine. Stage 7 is mind attribute damage times 2, squad 0 affiliation damage times 2, and you start with low stamina, so you probably want to give them low stamina links instead of the full stamina like I'm going to be doing for every floor. Now, one fun thing about this, right, the fun fact about this, is the fact that you start with low stamina, so if you give this character low stamina links, the perfect character for this floor is Mind Kiryu, who heals on a second strong attack. So if you do go with a low stam build, and you use that second strong attack, you're losing all your damage. So the best advice I would say is go with a low stand build and don't use that second strong attack, or go with a full nad build and then you can use that second strong attack to heal you and boost you up. Now this floor is going to be pretty easy. The squad 0 affiliation is something you should consider, but you don't need to focus on that. You can literally just bring any mind character that has Sword the Killer and they're going to be fine. For example, another free to play option, this Senkai Ichigo. He's going to be able to do this floor just fine. The next floor, stage 8, is Weaken, so killer effect times 2 and Espada affiliation damage times 2. So you may want to fulfill the Espada affiliation damage, and the best character for that is going to be the Cornfield Baragon and the Swimsuit Hallibell. If you don't have them, then your next best bet is to bring a speed character that is an Aaroniero. So for example, Aaroniero, Machine Society Aaroniero, who will be in the upcoming voting banner. Stark is a option. I don't know if he's going to be too perfect for this floor. If you give him level 10 SP, he should be fine, but you are going against a power character, so you do got to keep that in mind. Zyappo should be able to beat this. This Hallibell, Grimjow, the other Grimjow, I'm certain they're going to be able to beat it. Maybe Yami might be able to. Even this Hallibell, they could be fine. Honestly, I'm not too sure. They don't have the killer advantage, but at least they fit the Espada affiliation damage times 2. So this one is going to be not an easy one, not a hard one for a lot of people, but it might be a bit tricky depending on your account age if you don't have any new Espada. Stage 10 has us go against Technique, Attribute, Soripus, and we do need to bring a no affiliation character. That means the best character for this floor is going to be the Ikone, but don't worry if you don't have Ikone, you do have a free-to-play option with the Meadow Exchange Kukaku. She's going to be able to beat this floor just fine. You might have to give her some good accessories, maybe play around with her attacks a bit, but she is an ad-based character. Throw chappies on her, give her a night build, and you will be fine. You can also just use any no affiliation character and be golden. Now, one thing I will say is that since it's a boss floor, you don't even need to bring an ideal character. What you can also do is bring a character that inflicts burn or poison all their attacks, give them stamina accessories and recharge links, and you'll be able to burn through this floor or poison it in a matter of 3 minutes. It will take a few restarts if you don't get lucky with the burn, but I don't want to repeat myself, but again, I probably will. Anytime you see a free boss stage, if you don't have the optimal character or any good character whatsoever, always bring a character full recharge that can burn or poison, and just keep resetting the game until you eventually burn them to death. Stage 10, we go against, again, another 3 bosses, so the burn and poison strategy is an option here. So Aaroniero affiliation only, so this one might be a bit tricky, especially if you don't have the newer characters. Heart attribute damage times 2 and killer effect times 5. So I'm also wondering, can Kukuporo beat it? Maybe, maybe he will. If you have good accessories, that is a free-to-play option. I'm going to have to look back at each stage individually and see if there's always a free-to-play option, because if you can beat this whole floor with free-to-play characters, that's something I want to try and do. But the perfect character for this floor is definitely going to be the Swimsuit Apache, who again will be coming out later this month on the voting banner. If you don't have her, you can bring this Neliel or you can bring this Grimjow. Don't have them free, will then focus on the heart attribute damage, so any heart Aaroniero is going to be fine. This top row right here, this second row right here, and almost everyone here should be able to beat this with a bit of struggle with the Kukuporo. Maybe this Aaroniero too might struggle a bit, but a lot of these characters can beat it. If you don't have them, just burn or poison the enemies to death. Stage 11 is melee resistance, so you gotta bring your range characters, mind attribute damage times 2, and Quincy affiliation damage times 2. So what that means is the best and only character for this floor, technically, is Thousand Year Blood War Gremmy. If you have Gremmy, you're set, you don't need to worry about this floor, but if you don't have him, then you're gonna have to wing it, and the main thing here is to bring a range character, well, you can only bring a range character that is a mind attribute. So that's 200% extra damage if you are a mind character. Make sure they have a Ranka killer, and you're gonna be fine. So, for example, the Kisuke, if you have him, you can bring him. You can also bring Christmas and Now, the Isane, White Ichigo, Neliel, who you probably already pulled a lot of times, even the TLA Shika Ichigo. There's a lot of options here. This isn't going to be that bad of a floor, so you shouldn't really struggle that much on that one. Stage 12 forbids us to bring captain characters, and you want to bring a hard character with the killer, and the killer is Soripa. So any of these characters right here are going to be your best options. There's a lot of options here, and also 2 free-to-play options, so you really shouldn't struggle with this floor. Personally, for me, I'm going to bring Thousand Year Blood War Ichigo because he is max transcended. 13 is captain affiliation only, technique attribute damage times 2 and killer effect times 5, and you are going against a Aaroniero. So the best character for this floor is going to be any of these characters right here. A lot of premium options. This is a free-to-play option, but again, you might not have him. Toshiro is a fairly common premium character, same with the Shinji. They're going to be fine. The Kenpachi, the Soifon, and the Thousand Year Blood War Byakuya is going to be able to beat this just fine. If you don't have them, then just focus on bringing a tech character that is a captain character. So the Aizen, the Shunsui, the Retsu, the other Yamamoto, this Yamamoto, even these 2 free-to-play characters might be able to just be it. I'm not too certain on these 2, but it is an option. If you can have the good accessories and you just like the characters, that's what you can do. Stage 14 is human affiliation damage times 2 and killer effect times 2. Killer effect is only 40% right here, so it isn't anything too important. The main thing to focus on is the human affiliation damage, which is going to give you 200% bonus. And you also, again, can just bring the free-to-play characters, like this Ichigo right here. It is designed in mind for this Orihime. She is actually coming back tomorrow morning, so if you get her, you can use her, but you can also go with the free-to-play option and bring this Ichigo. If you don't have the blue one, then you got the mind, power, heart, or tech character to use. If you don't have them, I'm sure you have a lot of other characters. The Orihime, the Tsukishima, Ginjo, Ruruka, another free-to-play option. I don't really recommend bringing her. You also got Ryukin too. So again, a lot of options in this one. This shouldn't be a hard floor. A lot of people are going to breach with that one easily. So stage 15 is Quincy damage times 2 and killer effect times 2. So the main character for this, and the reason probably why the killer effect is so low, is because Drugum exists. So Drugum is a 40 killer against squad 0 character, so he's going to be the best character for this floor. If you don't have him, then you can bring any power Quincy character and just be fine. Again, similar to a lot of other floors, this is a boss stage, so you can just bring a character to burn and poison them to death. It will take a few resets, but it is an option if you don't have the optimal character. If you don't have them, then you can bring any of these characters right here. Wouldn't recommend bringing Bambi, but she might be able to do it if she's your only option. I would have actually brought the Arskin. I might still bring him over Drugum because I do have a max transcendence. So for this one, there isn't a lot of options, especially if you do like the Quincy characters. But if you don't for some reason have a Quincy character, what you can try and do is bring a power character with the Soipa killer and just try and cheese the floor. If you can't do that, if none of these characters work with the accessories that you do have, just again bring a character that can burn or poison and just keep resetting until you burn them to death. Stage 16 is a Sparta affiliation damage times 2 and killer effect times 3, and we are going against Aaroniero enemies. So the best character for this floor is going to be the new Fierce Battle Aaroniero, and if you don't have him, then you have an old option bringing the Zyroplo. I'm probably going to bring him, but if you don't have that, don't focus on the killer, just bring in a Sparta character, more specifically a power one, and you're going to be fine. For example, the newly resurrected Noitora. Even this Noitora might be able to beat this floor. The Aaroniero will be fine, this Grimmjow will be fine, Baragon might be able to do it, maybe with a hybrid build. This Grimmjow should be fine, especially this Grimmjow because he is actually a pretty good character. Stark is also an option, same with the Hallibow. Again, a lot of options here. Not too much options, but definitely a decent set of characters. If you can't fill the Sparta affiliation, what you can just do is bring a power character with the Aaroniero kill ability. So for example, 5th anniversary Ichigo. Stage 17 is a Aaroniero affiliation damage times 2 and killer effect times 2, and you are going against Soipa characters, so the best character for this floor is going to be any of these characters right here, and you also kind of have the free-to-play option of bringing this Grimmjow right here, although I'm not really certain if he's going to be able to beat this floor. For me, could bring Aaroniero. I'm probably going to bring Baragon over the Aaroniero because I prefer Baragon's kit. Nelio has also come back tomorrow morning, so you can actually get, if you get her, you can use her. She's also going to be in the upcoming voting banner, so she's always an option. If you get her, you can use her for this floor. If you don't have them, then focus on bringing an Aaroniero character, regardless if you have killer or not, or even attribute advantages, bring them, you're going to be fine. For example, the Swimsuit Hallibell, this Hallibell right here, the Loopy Edge Rider if you just pulled him recently, Aaroniero, this Nelio, this other Nelio. There's also a lot of options for this floor. You really shouldn't struggle with this one unless you have bad accessories and links. Stage 18, killer effect times 3, no affiliation damage times 2, and you start with low stamina. So the best character for this floor is going to be Sanosuke. And funny enough, again, I don't know why they're doing this, his second strong attack heals himself. So like, I don't know why you start with, you're kind of getting punished for bringing the best character for this. Normally you want to be low stam, but it's weird. I guess with this one, just bring full stam links and maybe you can heal it up, or just bring recharge links and you'll be fine. If you do go the low stam build, you literally can't use a second strong attack, or you're going to heal and you're going to lose all your damage. So it is a bit of a weird one that they are doing this, but if you don't have this character right here, who I suddenly just forgot his name, you can also bring Quincy Ichigo. You know, I'm sure many people have him, Kokuto and Ganryu. If you have those two, even though they're very, very old at this point, they haven't returned for a long time. If you have them, you can use them. You can also bring Nini Okukaku, but I wouldn't recommend it because there's 2 floors specifically for those 2, and then you can also bring this Kukaku. If you don't have them, then your best next option is to bring a power character that does have a Aaroniero killer. More specifically, if you do have Transcendent to them, you're going to be fine. So for example, the Kisuke, I'm sure it's going to be able to beat this if you do have level 10 SP. Same with the Rukia, same with the Orihime, Ruruka again, 5th anniversary Ichigo should be fine, and so should this Basby. Stage 19 is Captain Affiliation Character Forbidden, so you can't bring any Captain characters. You want to bring a Technique Attribute character, and you want to make sure they have Killer times 5, and you are going against Holo characters, so the best character for this floor is going to be a lot of characters, actually. So you have the Kisuke, who you probably pulled in this banner if you did go all out on it. You have the TLA Ichigo, who I'm pretty certain a lot of people bought him like 2 months ago, a month ago when he got resurrected. You just have a lot of options here. You have the Yumachika that everyone hates but probably already has. He's an option, he can beat it. The new Grimmjow, Rukia, Ginzuru, Hiyori, Lisa. Very common premium characters for this floor that you can use. So you really shouldn't be struggling on this floor unless, again, you just like characters. But again, you don't focus on the killer. If you don't have those characters listed in the perfect option, you can always bring the free-to-play options with this Ichigo and also with this Zangetsu. Stage 20, so we're almost done, 5 floors left. Soul Reaper affiliation only, heart attribute damage times 2, killer effect times 2. You are going against the spiders / Aronkas. So the best characters for this floor is definitely going to be Nanao. If you don't have her, bring Aizen. Again, another free-to-play option. Suddenly, a lot of these floors have a lot of free-to-play options. You can also bring this Mayuri, although I wouldn't recommend bringing him. You have a lot of options here. You can bring the Ishin, 1000 Year Blood War Soifon, the Resurrected Halloween Yoruichi, Tag Team Renji, even this Tosha right here, and even Senjumaru, Tag Team Izuru. A lot of characters can be able to beat this floor just fine. This is not going to be a hard one, and if for some reason you do make it to this floor without any character that you can use that's even considerable good, you can also just bring a character to burn or poison this floor. Stage 21 is no affiliation damage times 2 and technique attribute damage times 2, and you are going against a hefty amount of attributes, but the final boss is going to be a technique character. So the perfect character for this floor is, again, the same two we saw in an earlier floor. It's kind of ridiculous that we have almost the exact same requirements, not a lot of diversity when it comes to these towers, but okay. So if you have these two, you can use which one you want to. So if you wanted to use the Kukaku on the previous floor where Nini and Kukaku were the best characters, you can now use Nini for this floor. If you don't have these two, you can also just bring a tech character or a no affiliation character. You have options, right? If you don't have a good tech character, then bring someone like Tokinada. They're going to be fine, right? You can bring any recent tech character with a rank killer. They're going to beat it. For example, Kugo, he's an option. This Rook is an option. 1000 Year Blood or Byakuya is an option. There's a lot of good characters you can use for this floor, and you shouldn't struggle on this one. Stage 22, you can't bring range characters and you can't bring captain characters. A lot of restrictions right here. So killer effect times 2 and Soul Reaper attribute damage times 2. And since the killer effect is quite low, it's because you want to bring a character with a Spada killer. Now, what you can bring, again, is a free-to-play option with this Senkai Aizen right here. If you don't have them, then the two best characters for this floor is definitely going to be the Ichibe and also the Yoruichi, because they do have a Spada killer. Dangai is also an option. Same with these three characters right here. I'm almost certain everyone here can beat the floor, maybe with the exception of Hiyori, because she's just kind of trash. If you don't have that, focus on just bringing a Soul Reaper character that is speed, and you're going to be fine, alright? So, for example, the new Ikaku, if you pulled him, that's an option. You can bring Tenjiro, you can bring 5th Anniversary Ichigo, you can bring this Shinji right here, this Renji right here too is also an option, Kisuke. All you got to do is just bring a speed Soul Reaper character, and you're going to be fine. And again, if you don't have any good character whatsoever, you can just go with the burn or poison strategy. Stage 23 is power attribute damage times 2 and Quincy affiliation damage times 2, and you are going to get Soul Reapers, and the final boss is a tech character, so the best character for this is going to be these Quincy characters right here. So obviously, these Quincy floors are definitely an annoyance, because if you might not have Quincy characters at all. If you don't have these characters, do not worry, because all you got to do is just fulfill one of these. If you have a Quincy character, doesn't have to be a power one, then you're fine, right? You can just bring Candice, you can bring Arskin even, and they're going to be able to beat this floor. If you don't have any Quincy, just bring a power character with Soul Reaper killer, right? And there's a lot of them. A lot of them. You have 5th Anniversary Ichigo, who for some reason isn't here. You can bring this Akone. You got the free-to-play options with these two characters right here. Can't Fuyod Bankai Shinji, this premium character, another very common premium character, and also the Spirit Side Byakuya. A lot of free-to-play options, a lot of very common characters that are going to be able to beat this floor just fine, even though they aren't Quincy characters, so do not stress about that one. Now, that being said, Stage 24 is going to be an absolute pain. I will say that right now. Why? Because there's human affiliation damage times 2, which would have meant you could have brought the Senkai Ichigos, but unfortunately, it's melee resistance. So what that means is you can't bring them. And that means the only good character for this floor, or the perfect character for this floor, is Aura. So the character we all clowned on, right? The character we all hated on because she's not that good, or she has very bad strong attacks, is now suddenly potentially one of the most sought after characters now because of this floor. This is the closest floor to a stage 20 of audios. That's basically how it is. But again, Transcendence exists, and there's also other options you can use. For example, the Misaki, if you pulled her, she's going to be able to beat it. The Ruruka, if you go with a hybrid build, should be able to beat this. Uryu, I'm almost certain can't beat it, unless there's one lad out there that has the willpower to do that. If you don't have them, you can just bring Noelle. She's going to be able to beat it. And the same with this Rangaku, because they do have killer advantage. If you don't have them, what you can do is just bring anyone with the no affiliation killer that is a ranged character, and they should be able to beat it just fine. If you give anyone Transcendence, you're going to be able to beat it. It's not going to be that hard. Trust me, this floor looks really bad, but it isn't if you just think about your options, right? Don't just look at this and say, oh, I don't have Aura, I can't beat it. There are a lot of options. Just bring a human character. If they're ranged, they're probably going to be able to beat it. And then finishing up, stage 25, melee resistance, killer effect times 5, and captain affiliation damage times 2. And you are going against humans, so the best character for this floor is the filler arc Retsu. Don't have her? Well, don't worry. All you really got to do is just bring a captain character that is heart. So, for example, any of these characters right here, they should be fine, maybe with the exception of this character right here and also this one. Toshiro's going to decimate through this floor, especially if you do have him transcended. Same goes for Kaname, same goes for this Jushiro, and you can also just bring any captain character. They don't have to be heart, they just got to be ranged and they're going to be able to beat it. They don't even need to have killer advantage. But, again, if for some reason you don't have any good character whatsoever, go into this floor, full recharge, burn all poison character, and just burn your way through this quest. And with that, lads, that was basically the breakdown for each floor. So I hope, even though you could look at this yourself, I hope I provided some kind of commentary to help you through this and maybe give you some options and ideas you never even thought of. And that's the main point of this video. So this was probably a long one. Let's just quickly double check how long it's been. 34 minutes. Okay. So if you stuck it through the end, I appreciate you watching the entire video. I'm going to try and skim this down to maybe 25 or so minutes. Good luck with this. It does come out on the 7th. Can't wait to play this. I'm excited for it. Can't wait to use that ticket. Hopefully I get someone good, and same goes for you lads. So if you guys did enjoy the video, smash the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. My voice is starting to hurt because I've been talking for like half an hour, and I'll see you lads in the next one. Peace.